comment or something in the thing. Can you all see us and hear us? It's an agonizing wait. It always is. 23 seconds. Waiting for full slides. Technical issues will possibly just fashionably late. It's so hard to tell.
Tell what? Whether we're actually live?
Yeah, it always is.
Here we go. Like I'm watching it on my. Oh, here we go. I can see my own face on the stream.
You can see your face on the stream. Right, brilliant. Everyone can hear us. Okay, you're now going to have to sit through 20. These people are going to have to sit through 20 seconds of us going, "Is it working?" But sorry if you were left waiting. The answer is it wasn't working.
Yeah.
But now it is. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
And hello, Sam Carter. How are you?
Hello. I'm all right after our brief tech disaster. So we're all right. Yeah, I'm all right. Nice to be here.
Fantastic. Hello, everybody in the live stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you've been all right. In my listening parties that I was doing, I was giving people weekly updates on my lockdown beard, which is now sort of
you've
significantly trimmed back. But as a seasoned beard wearer, how are you finding? How are you finding?
Well, this is
lockdown?
Just this par for the course for me, really. I mean, my hair's kind of growing a bit, but because I'm sort of losing it on the top, the kind of net amount of hair that I've got is just staying quite consistent, I think. So, it's like it's all good, really. I'm quite looking forward to getting a haircut. But, yeah.
so who have we got? I saw Rachel a second ago. Hello. And Adam and Caroline. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Familiar people.
See a few names coming up on the stream. Yeah, great, cool.
So, should we do some questions first? Should we do some of the questions that were sent in advance?
Yeah, sure.
If I just call them up on my phone.
Yeah.
Or wait, you can see them. Potentially.
Yeah, I can see them. Yeah.
Go on, pick us a question while I'm trying to find them.
Okay, so Simon Dewsbury, hi Simon, if you're watching, says, how did you decide on what the sound of the band was going to be, and who you were going to recruit into the band?
How did we decide?
So, well, we had that conversation. We had a fateful conversation one night in the bar after English Folk Expo, didn't we?
Yeah, when it was still in Bury.
Yeah, when it was in Bury Met. And we were talking about, I think it was the first time we kind of sat down and had a proper chat about the sort of music we liked back in the day in the 90s and so on, I guess.
In the 90s.
In the 90s, yeah. And we realised that we liked the same stuff, and we thought, hey, I wonder what it would be like if we made a rock band that kind of was, fused, the rock and the folk. The rock component of folk rock was from our era of rock music, the stuff that we liked kind of growing up in the 90s. And then we thought, that sounds great, but nobody's going to give us a gig. And so we made it anyway, and then they did. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's another answer to that question as well, because a lot of this depends on John and Becky Marshall Potter from Folk East Festival, who sort of invited us to make it a real band.
Yes.
So yeah, but how did we decide what we sounded like? I mean, I don't think we did decide, did we? We just sounded like this. Is that a fair point?
I don't know. I think there was some conscious, everybody's got influences, and we're, we certainly have them individually, but the way that those influences fused, I guess, was that some of that was just what happens when you stuff some stuff together. And I'd come up with like Wife of Ush as well, I guess would be the first track that we hear, and that started off with me doing my, I like a low tuned sort of Neil Young-esque electric guitar. I like that kind of a sound, but then I sent a demo of me playing that to Jim,
and I deleted the guitar and turned it into Missy Elliott.
You just destroyed it in a fantastic way, not destroyed it, repurposed it and reimagined it in a way that I would have never come up with on my own. And I think there's been a bit of that going back and forth, that we just each have very different angle on what songs sound like or should sound like, but that kind of cross influencing of each other it means that I think we both end up doing things that we wouldn't do in our solo stuff, which is great. That's the whole point of it for me, is to do something that I wouldn't think of doing ordinarily. So
yeah. So there's two questions that came in that are very similar that I think maybe a good follow on from that. So we've got Brian Barmer said, heard Jim do Crossing the Bar live in York. Love both versions. How do you decide who did what on vocals for both albums? And Matt Thrower also asked, how does the pair of you decide who gets vocal duties on a given track? And I'm not sure I even know. Oh, right. Okay. I'm not sure I even know that. How do we decide? We've never talked about this, really.
No. Well, sometimes it comes down, I think it's come down to who brings the song, but that's not always been the case. Like Crossing the Bar, for example, that was your song that you brought. Yeah,
and Skew Ball is the other one that sits in my, because that's the one that I had left over from probably in history. Yeah, it's that had been hanging around for a while. Yeah, so there were a few like that, but I think. Yeah, I don't know really. I think on the second album, I feel like we made more of a conscious effort to share vocal duties out evenly. There's also the thing that I wasn't entirely sure whether I wanted to sing lead at all in False Lights.
One of the first things you said to me was, okay, yeah, we'll do it, but you're going to front it. And then gradually, I think you sort of. You came around to the idea that actually it'd be great if we both did it, and I think it's
I mean it is because I'd come out of just having a sort of bad experience with that, and I just So I mean when we started, I planned to just play guitar because I really like playing guitar, and I think I also had a chip on my shoulder that no one thought of me as a guitar player, so I just sort of wanted to be. I wanted to stand on stage and play the guitar while you sang standing in the middle. But I think we got some. I mean, part of what changed is we got some, not complaints, but people saying, "Why don't you sing more?" And I was like, "Why don't I sing more?"
But I think it's a good trajectory that we've gone on, and I think in future that will probably be where it sits. We share them out, and I don't know. We just got both.
We'll see. I mean, I think maybe we got 2 albums to get through, so maybe we should start on Salvor. But we can talk about future False Lights plans at the end. If anybody has any questions, put them in the sidebar. We can both see them. But in the meantime, should we just start playing the record and then we can chat over it?
Let's do it.
Is that a good idea? Is everybody on board with that? Okay. We haven't actually tested out the sound on the playing recorded music yet, so. Tell me if this is too loud or too quiet, Sam.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, so this is the album Salvor by False Lights, which came out in 2014? Is that right?
Yeah,
2015. I've forgotten which.
That sounds about right. 14.
14. All right. Well, here we go. Here is the Wife of Ush as well. I'll turn it up a bit.
Yeah, you can for me.
There lived a wife in Usher's well, a wealthy wife was.
So we talked a little bit about where this came from, but maybe you can talk about where the tune comes from.
Yeah, sure. So this comes from the Sacred Heart, which is an old hymn book.
When death came sweeping over the land,
of the shape note tradition, and it's like an American hymn singing tradition, Sacred Heart's kind of like sacred punk, folks. It's like a very loud kind of shouty a cappella hymn singing tradition, these days sung by people all over the world of all faiths and none.
I thought you said all faiths and nuns then.
Nuns, all faiths and nuns. Yeah, so this is the tune that you're hearing is from this song, which is called Loving Kindness in the Sacred Heart. I don't think I can do a bouncing ball spot along thing in real time. Sorry about that, because I'm on my phone. I can't really see what I'm doing that well. But yeah, it's been a great source of inspiration for me. I think a lot of the tunes come from the folk tradition anyway, originally, or a good many of them.
Yeah, when we get to the Harmonograph album, we can talk a little bit about how tunes crossed over between English trad and Sacred Harp.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, cool. So, yeah, kind of taking stuff from Sacred Harp has been a part of my solo stuff, and it just made sense to carry on doing it in Fossilites. And the tunes can be quite rocky, you know, they're quite sort of driving.
And meanwhile, this bit, this chord sequence. So that chord sequence is the chord sequence of Dido's Lament by Purcell, which Tom, our fiddle player, has done quite a lot of work with folk and Purcell. It's quite a dynamic album, this. It keeps going loud.
Yeah. That was the idea.
And this is Sam Liddell on the drums. And this
Monster.
Yeah.
Monster player.
Complete machine.
Yeah.
Oh, your high note is in the second.
Oh.
I think this is one of the ones with me playing bass as well.
Oh.
There it is.
There we go. Yeah, I can remember. I think we'd done the rest of the vocal for that during the day, and then we had dinner and had a beer, and I was like, I've got an idea for that. And stuck that on at the end. Yeah.
So this album was made in my old studio in Bristol. People who've been watching. Oh, did that just go loud for you?
No, that happened a minute ago. Not like Steelized version. Yeah.
Oh, it suddenly went crackly in my ear. Oh, really crackly. Sorry, hope that sounds alright. Can you still hear it alright, Sam?
Yeah, I can still hear it alright.
Okay, good. It suddenly went very loud in one side of the stereo.
Oh, right.
To the sweet young girl kindling my mother's
It's all right.
fire.
So yeah, people who've been watching my listening parties will know all about my studio in Bristol, which is when most of my solo records up until this last one were made. So yeah, so this is Polly on the Shore. What can I remember?
So this was I have good memories of this song from the log cabin sessions that Jim and I did when we first started sessions. Yeah, we did the kind of the cliched, you know, music writing thing of you know, going away to a, you know, remote location and turning off the internet and just bashing out a load of music, a load of ideas. And
getting it together in the country.
Oh yeah, getting it together in the country. And so I really remember wrestling over this chord progression and, you know, me sitting there playing guitar and Jim going, yeah, that one. He pieced it together between us, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because we had lots of different versions. Quite continued for a little while, but now it's okay. Okay, thank you, Caroline. Yeah, because there was lots of different versions in mind, and I think some of them are trad and some are not, and some are my misremembering of how the tune goes.
Yeah.
So the Fairport Convention tune for this is written by Dave Swarbrick, I think. No, Dave Pegg. fun.
Right.
And there are little bits of that tune in here, but not enough to constitute the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I think.
And I was going to say, I think I first heard Martin Simpson sing it on the Bramblebriar album, and I think this is a fantastic version, and but I think this has gone somewhere quite different in the end, So
I know that Joe Garcia, our sound engineer Joe Garcia, is really fond of the bass sound on this.
Oh right.
The spring reverb bass sound.
Yeah, it's very P-bassy, isn't it? Is it a P-bass?
It's P-bass through a spring reverb.
Cool.
In fact,
I can't believe how. Sorry, go on. I was just going to say, I can't believe how different my voice sounds on this to how it does now. It's not even that long ago, but it's
actually, when we were doing Harmonograph, your voice, like, you can hear the progression.
Yeah.
For both of us, actually.
Yeah.
But I've always said that the best thing about folk music is that you can continue getting better into your 70s,
absolutely.
80s.
Yeah.
So I think at the age of so this came out. Did we say 2014?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
So I was 33 then.
Yeah.
38 now. So I'd like to think I'm 5 years better.
Yeah. I think probably what you lose in range, you sort of gain in gravitas somehow. I don't know. I'd like to think so.
I've just got a mental image just coming back to you of you playing lots of chords that weren't necessarily connected in an order, not knowing which bit of the song they were for.
Yeah. I was like, what are we doing again? Yeah.
Likewise, my Polly too. I never would have.
And this Ebo guitar thing. And the 12-string sound. This is the first Forsyth's 12-string sound. We still don't have a real one. Both albums we've talked about buying an electric 12-string guitar.
Yeah, no. So that's done with an octave pedal called the Pog, and and it's got its own kind of eerie, sort of slightly glitchy version of the 12-string sound, hasn't it? It's not the same as a 12-string. Which I quite enjoy personally. It's quite eerie.
And then the loop at the end. I think this is still one of my favourites. I think this is up there with the best.
I really enjoy playing it live. This bit's really fun.
This is a really good example of the sort of thing I wanted to do. Like when I said about playing guitar, I only play one note at a time and I just wiggle with one finger. This is my favourite kind of guitar. Bit of tape delay at the end.
Yeah. I've not heard this for a while actually. It's all like I can't remember what the order is. It's quite exciting. What have we got next?
So there was a question about this next song. So Rich Sampson says, curious how the Banks of Newfoundland found its way into your repertoire. Glad it did, considering its Canadian identity.
Yeah.
I think Rich might be in Canada, I think.
Right. Oh, hi Rich.
Or North America anyway. So this came into our repertoire via Chris Foster, the Somerset folk singer. This is one of his signature songs. But I produced Chris's last album. But it's just a great song. I've got a feeling it's in the Penguin Book of English Folk Songs as well, though.
Oh, right.
So that will be how it reached English folk music.
Ah.
In Forsyth's, we have a term for this kind of song. There are several in our catalogue, which is like trucker rock.
Trucker rock, yeah.
Sort of medium tempo and steady.
Nothing wrong with that. Good driving music.
But I think I thought it was a bit more of a sort of solid rock song, this.
Yeah.
And on harmonica, Jack Rutter, who's the only person I knew
Oh, was
who
it?
play harmonica. Yeah.
I didn't know it was Jack.
Weird, yeah.
Nice one, Jack.
When Jack was playing with Seth Lakeman, they were at Colston Hall in Bristol, and this was recorded into my phone. I mean, through an audio interface into my phone in the dressing room. I think I'd had a go at playing harmonica, so I owned the harmonica. I owned a harmonica in the right key.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Rich is here.
Yeah. Hi, Rich.
Yeah, so I owned a harmonica in the right key, but I couldn't play it. So Jack.
Do you want to go to another question?
Go on then.
Okay. Oh, there's a few about crossing the bar, but maybe we'll leave those for when we get to crossing the bar.
Yeah,
Stefan Kerr. Hi, Stefan. What was it like suddenly having other human inputs around the creative force of your music? Jim has always been a fairly lone human directive, at least in the initial conceptions. Interesting. I mean, I think we both are, really.
Yeah, we're both used to being in charge.
Lone wolves. No, that's not a good phrase to use, but, we're both... yeah, we're both quite sort of, create in a solitary way, at least to begin
there
with.
We go.
What?
Sorry, Rich says, yes, that's what we would call a Heartland rock vibe over here in the States.
A Heartland rock, yeah. Heartland Radio. That's a station, isn't it? That's here, I think. Anyway. Yeah.
But yeah.
I digress.
What's it like to... So, it's actually... I mean, it's quite similar to producing for me, but you're just with more of my ideas involved than usual. so it's not that different, really. But it's quite nice. It's quite nice to write for other people, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah. So some things that just won't work with my voice, or I can't pull off, that Sam can. And probably vice versa as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
The way that The Wife of Usher's Well works probably wouldn't have featured in your solo catalogue.
No, absolutely. I think it's... Yeah, it's going back to what we said before, really. I initially... I write alone a lot of the time, and I come up with my arrangements, mainly on my own, and, farm them out to the band, and that's generally how I've worked. So I found it a bit of a learning curve to sort of have somebody else, to work with on that stuff. But generally I found the more I let go, the better it is, because we get stuff that's, like I said, that's different from... The whole point of it is to do stuff that's different from what you do individually. So so I think it's a good thing having that other input. It's an advantage, and so I think that's that.
So Simon Dewsbury asks another question just here in the comments. Did either of you play in rock bands in your youth?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. A photo came up on my Facebook actually the other day of me playing in a band when I was like 14 or 15. Mork.
As in Mork and Mindy?
Yeah, as in Mork and Mindy. And we won Young County Band of the Year in the Leicester Mercury and played at the Charlotte.
No, the Young County Band of the Year for Rutland.
You were the only band in. Leicestershire. Yeah, we played at the Charlotte, the Dear Charlotte.
I played at the Charlotte in my teenage band.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome
but in my teenage band, I played the drums, you see. I wasn't the guitarist or the singer. So yes, in my youth, I was a drummer.
Ah, cool.
So this... Is this the first one we finished? It probably is, isn't it?
I think so.
This is like the starting point of False Lights. But this was an idea that I already had, that I brought.
Yeah.
And it was the singing in like parallel harmony that made it stick out for doing with False Lights.
Yeah.
Which is, in some ways, it's a tribute to the Albion Band Battle of the Field record, which is John Kirkpatrick and Martin Carthy singing in harmony like this.
Right.
But I think in my head, before we did it, the backing of it sounded like sort of Black Sabbath or something. Fascinating. This is still the opening track when we play live. it was we started with the opening track of Harmonograph for a bit, and then we went back to this.
Yeah.
I think first in the set is the right place to do
it. I've just got a technical problem to solve. I'll be back in a sec.
So, yeah, the Metallica guitar sound. I still find it really hard to remember the lyrics of this when we sing it live.
Oh.
He's still there?
Yeah.
He's back.
So swiftly o'er the grass, skin will flew like lightning. So swiftly o'er the grass, at the grave that she was taken. Right on my noble horse, for the good 200 guineas.
See, the vocals are quite distorted as well. I've only just noticed.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a conscious thing.
So this comes from Bert Lloyd, from A.L. Lloyd, via Martin Carthy, I suppose. Would that be right?
I don't know, actually. Oh.
You're right.
Yeah, I've just got to plug my phone in, otherwise it's going to die. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
Sorry.
Yes.
There we go.
To everybody who was waiting for us, Sam is on his phone because we couldn't make his computer work. Or
couldn't get in touch with. Yeah, wouldn't interface with the universe.
So this tune, Tom Moore brought. Tom Moore and fiddle there. And him and I think they probably did it in More Moss Rutter. Maybe they didn't.
Ah.
But it's a 5-part tune of which we only play 4 of the parts. So this is the Charleston Hornpipe, written by a guy called Sam McGrady.
This is great fun. I love this track.
I don't know if people are familiar with the concept of 3/2 hornpipes. So, 3/2 hornpipes are in either 3/2 or 6/8 from bar to bar. So, or 3/4 or 6/8 from bar to bar. So you either have 3 beats of 2 quavers, or you have 2 beats of 3 quavers each. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Actually, I remember this track being a little bit of a, not a tug of war, but I think we both associated playing tunes on the electric guitar as being a bit of a sort of 80s folk rock thing that we wanted to avoid. But
yeah,
there are points, but I think my attitude was like, there's no reason why it has to sound cheesy. And I really love it at the end when you play the tune on this.
Oh, thanks.
Because like it doesn't have to sound like, I think, you know, it makes me think of the Sharp theme tune.
Oh yeah, what a tune.
I mean, this is still one of the ones that goes down best live.
Yeah. Do we record live or one track at a time usually? Almost always done in bits. Chris, thanks for the question.
Yeah,
we've almost always done in bits. Yeah.
We've never been in the studio at the same time. We've never been able
to.
Have we done multiple parts together? Oh, How Can I Keep From Singing we did together. Me and you did together. But that wasn't 6 of us, that was just the 2 of us. But yeah, sadly, that's the only way that we're able to work. But I think, you know, you can make a virtue of that. You know, you can try and, you know, you can make a virtue of that way of working.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just
there's stuff you can get away with that. Stuff you can do that way that you can't do if you play live, and vice versa. It's, you know.
Is this your Strat?
This is my Strat. Yeah. Oh, I missed my Strat. I picked it up today actually for the first time in ages. I'm like, there's a reason why everybody plays these things. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, so this one is another one of my favourites.
The Everly Brothers version, you know.
I'm going to turn it up a little bit. And a really nice snare drum sound that Sam Nadell came up with.
This is it. Hope you can see that. This is the music. Well, it's where the tune came from anyway. So this is from a book either called The Christian Harmony, but before that, The Southern Harmony, which is an old shape note tune book from 1844. And there's a really nice note in this book. This is like a facsimile copy of the original that says, "This song," it is said, "was composed by the son of a chief of one of the western tribes who was sent to the city of Washington to make a treaty with the United States, which treaty was delayed for a while by some unavoidable circumstance." I wonder what that could have been. Yes. But I like it because it's like a first-person kind of character song in a hymn book is quite an unusual thing. Although there's a few in the Sacred Heart.
Yeah. True.
It just makes it sound more like a folk song, you know, in the more broad sense. Yeah.
Did you change much of it, or is it as in the book?
I changed this word because in the original it's to the bosom I love, let me go, and I changed it to the woman because I couldn't sing that other word. I just to the bosom I love. Yeah.
Simon Dewsbury says 1844. When did shape singing start? Do you know that?
Oh, I reckon late 18th century. So yeah, it kind of started in New England in the late 18th century and started with singing masters. So it started with the idea that some kind of enterprising singing teachers decided that they could make some money teaching church congregations to sing more interesting music, more complicated music. And so they would have these books printed up. There used to be like hundreds of different types of shape note books. Various entrepreneurial singing teachers would go around and they would teach the congregation to sing and then sell them the books and make money that way traveling around. And they kind of made their way to the south. And the south is kind of where it's sort of really bedded in. And in the 19th century, it was a big thing. And it's still used today, but now it's kind of blown up and become something that's become a more kind of generally a thing that people engage in more generally outside of the church kind of context, I guess. And on the back of things like the Cold Mountain film, there's a song called Adumia that's one of the most famous shape note tunes, not least because of that film.
Here we go. Ian West says shape notes were patented in 1799, but the concept of singing syllables for the notes goes back to medieval times.
Oh, there we go. Thanks, Ian. It's nice to have a resident expert on the chat. That's great. Good stuff. Yeah. So some of the music goes way back before that. Some of the stuff in the Sacred Harp is old English hymn tunes, and there's a whole range of different stuff in there.
Talking of hymn tunes, where's this from?
I don't actually know. Yeah.
So I
don't actually
learned
know.
this. I learned this from, there was a tribute album to Pete Seeger, and it's Tim
Yeah,
Erickson
it's Pete
singing
Seeger.
this.
Yeah, Pete Seeger. I know as far back as that, but I don't know where it comes from before that.
To that rock I'm clinging.
Who did we credit it to in the album? Maybe we didn't.
We did. I wrote put it on my Google documents. Hang on.
Let's have a look. Robert Wadsworth Lowry, 1869. There you go. Yeah. Don't know much about
So this
him.
is me playing the concertina, which I did live maybe 2 or 3 times before we gave up and had Nick or Archie do it.
Cool.
How can I keep from singing?
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to sort of break the mystery of who exactly is singing on this. Can you remember?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. It's Elton John in the background, isn't it?
Well, I think it's you at least 4 times through a pitch shift there.
Yeah.
How can I keep from singing?
And me also.
Though the tempest round
But we did this live. I remember doing this live.
Yes. And one of my another kind of favourite one to do live as well. We have been known to kind of jump off stage at the end of the gig and go and do it somewhere in the audience. And yeah, it's really lovely.
I think people appreciate it.
Yeah.
It always goes down well. So usually this is like first encore. I know. I remember doing it in Bury Met for the English Folk Expo the second time we did it. First time we did it.
Yeah.
Coming back in through the side door, and nobody knew that we were there. So like the crowd cheering, and we were behind them trying to start a song. Oh well.
We need a megaphone or something, or some kind of. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. So this is Tyne of Harrow. This comes from the singing of Peter Bellamy. But the thing I did is turned it into 5/4. And I've, funny enough, this came out in 2014. And I put it into 5/4, and I've heard people sing this as traditional in 5/4 since then. In the last 4 years. It's crazy. Specifically, there's a couple of people on YouTube doing it.
That's cool. I think the first time I heard the tune was on John Bowden's album, Songs from the Floodplain. I think he's got a song on the album.
What song did you write to this?
It's and all that I can think about is wood smoke in the factory is the line, but I can't remember the name of the song. It's a great song anyway.
It's called Dancing in the Factory.
That's the one, yeah.
It's a great tune.
Dancing in the Factory.
Also, this is an incredible drum part from Sam Liddell.
Yeah.
All of these ghost notes. I do really enjoy singing this one live. I had still do have a problem singing with false lights because the songs are either quite low in my range or quite high, and I can never hear myself well enough over the band. But this one I do enjoy doing. London, I set sail fast as the wind could heave me. Summer Skinger Man says, some live gigs you do without a bassist, how does that influence your playing? I think we've done that twice.
Yeah.
But how does it influence our playing? I played without a bass player for years, so I'm sort of used to that idea.
Yeah. It just means we've all got room to stand on stage. Yeah, it's quite a big band with 6 of us, so often if it's smaller venues, it's in all seriousness.
Yeah. Most of the time,
cozy. Yeah.
Most of the time, if bass player isn't free, we dep it out. But occasionally, we just can't find anybody who'll notice.
Yeah.
Oh, your solo, your guitar
Yay.
solo.
So very much influenced by kind of the 60s sort of baritone guitar solo with a bit of tremolo.
Like Glenn Campbell.
Yeah, like Wichita Lineman, yeah. Yeah, great song. And a great guitar player as well, actually. Yeah, I don't know what possessed me, really. I don't know what listening to a folk tune in 5/4 made me think that what that needs is a surfy kind of 60s guitar solo, but it seems to work all right. I guess you'd call that inspiration. I don't know. Yeah.
I do have a bad habit of changing names in songs quite often. Sometimes to people I know. The line's already gone about buying the horse from Noel Fielding.
Noel Fielding, yeah. Didn't you also sing £500 of Ready Breck at one point? I think you did.
That was because some Adele misheard it.
Oh, right, okay.
£500 of Ready Breck. I have been known to do that, yeah.
Time bound by the laws convicted to hang on the Tyburn trees, my fate of which I'm much
Ian says, hi again, Ian. Nick Jones changed a lot of time signatures and no one now sings the original versions. Yeah. I mean, he wrote a lot of tunes as well, I think. Yeah, they weren't necessarily the tunes that he found the songs with, lyrics with.
My native hills of Yarrow, to all the girls I leave behind, remember time of Yarrow.
You go, short and sweet pop song.
Lovely. We should do that one more.
Yeah, we should. I think we did talk about it.
Oh, as I
we probably would have done it in these gigs.
We talked about it. Didn't do it, we talked about it.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. We probably would have done it at Chester.
By a shady green bar.
So do you want to talk about this one?
There
was a question about this one, actually.
Made of Australia. Oh, okay. Peter Bellamy, was that where we got this from?
Yeah. So Jane Mann says, a parental question. Have you ever had to try to explain the lyrics of Made of Australia to a keen and curious 9-year-old?
No, I haven't. It's the honest answer, yeah.
Well, I had not been long in that beautiful
I can't think what to say about this one, really.
This is
Other than that, I quite enjoy a cheeky joke every now and again. Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah.
This got dropped from our live repertoire when we did the second record, because I think it wasn't one that we liked doing live that much. But I do really like the recording of it. I think the sound of the recording is really nice.
Yeah. I think when we got something like Drink Old England Dry later on, we sort of, it got replaced. But
she looked me in the face and smiling said she, oh, this is the robe that nature gave me on the day I was born in Australia.
I think the first person I heard singing this was actually Tom Bowden, John Bowden's younger brother.
Oh, really? Okay.
If you know Tom? Yeah, he's a GP.
No, I don't know.
He's very tall.
Sorry?
Oh. Yeah, he's a GP.
Oh, right.
He's been uploading things to social media over the lockdown.
Right, great.
Playing one row melodeon in his shed. But obviously, he's a big Peter Bellamy fan.
Like John, yeah.
And she jumps in the water without fear or dread. In a beautiful linchy exceedingly spread, and her hair hung in ringlets and the colour was black.
I remember that taking some practice.
Yeah, to do it live especially.
So yeah, Sam and I did this a log cabin. We did a week writing in a log cabin to get this first set of material together. And then, before the first gig at Folk East, we did a week's rehearsal at Cecil Cup House, where Johnny Greenwood was rehearsing upstairs, actually.
Oh, yeah.
His, There Will Be Blood soundtrack.
Yeah.
Took her fast by the hand,
I was too scared to go and say, oh, I think you're really good.
Here's your cheeky
and
joke.
I entered the bush of Australia. And I entered the bush of Australia.
So I guess that's the thing about innuendos, isn't it? You can explain them away. Oh no, gaslight your 9-year-old. That's what I would say. Oh no, it's just about bushes. It's about foliage.
In the highest glee, in the finest Australia you ever did see. To my head, to her beautiful breast was inclined, and the sun in the west all its glories resigned. And I left this fair maid of Australia, and I left this fair maid of Australia, just as the moon did shine, just as the moon
backing vocals. They're very quiet.
shine.
Oh yeah.
Is this your Strat as well? It's a very jangly part.
No, that's the Gibson in Dadgad playing in C. It's a bit janglier.
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Oh Death. So this didn't last long in the live repertoire either.
no.
This that I can't see with icy hands takes
Yeah. So I think I heard Tim Erickson sing this, and I think via Ralph Stanley as well, and very famous song anyway, I guess. But
I remember finishing a mix of this that was way more electronic, and you vetoed it because you said it sounded like a guitar demo on YouTube.
That sounds like the kind of thing I'd say, but it's a bit mean.
Loops. It was a bit
Right,
more
yeah.
electronic-y loop, so it did sound like somebody demoing a boss pad.
Yeah. Rather than the Zepp kind of
rather than
Zepp version. Yeah, it's a bit more straight ahead, isn't it, than some of our other stuff, which, some people will like that and some people won't. But I think it got, this got chucked out of the set for stuff like Captain Kidd, I think, which was, similar vein but better. Yeah. It rocked harder. I agree,
you just said Led Zepp. We should have just played it slower and done it more like slower and more Zeppy.
Yeah, maybe. We recorded this in my flat in London. Do you remember?
The solo.
Yeah. You came to London and
I remember doing quite a few versions of the solo.
Yeah.
Because you did one early on that I really liked, and then I think you did some cleaner ones, and I was trying to make you do a messy one again.
That's always the problem of trying to get good at stuff, isn't it? Doesn't always automatically equal better. Fortunately.
This timing thing is very. This is your style. That counting thing.
Yeah.
For another year.
I think that note got higher in real life, didn't it? Do you remember?
Oh yeah. There was one gig where you did a really spectacularly high note. Me and Sam Nadell looked at each other.
Made you do a face. Oh, just secretly wish I could be Freddie Mercury. That's all it is. Yeah. Not happening anytime soon.
So one more track on this record. So there's loads of questions about this one.
Oh, here we go.
So this came out of that log cabin session because I brought along the version of Jeff Warner singing this. But the words of Tennyson and the tune was written in the 90s by Ronnie Arbour, who's a sort of old-timey banjo player.
Sunset and evening star.
And rather reverently, I rearranged the verses, the order of the verses, because I thought they were better that way. But then it only.
So what was it? What was the last verse before that? Or which verse?
If you take it as our order, it goes 1, 3, 2, 4. If you see what I mean.
Oh, so it's still the last one's still last, but okay.
Yeah, the last one's still last. The two middle ones are swapped around.
Oh, interesting.
Because it made more sense for our purposes. But then that is rearranging a Tennyson you know.
Whatevs.
So there was quite a lot of questions about the video for this, and I did bring some things.
Great. Oh, we've got props. Excellent. Oh yeah, there it is. Tell us how you made that, Jim.
You can see over my shoulder Sam's helmet. So yeah, what were the questions?
I was going to say, tell us how you made that spaceship.
Yeah, I'll say. So Tim Holloway, who I think is watching, says the video for Crossing the Bar puts a very different spin on a song that's lots of covered, but the words and arrangement fit the video perfectly. So which came first, the idea for the video or the idea for the song? And then Jane Mann also says, whose idea was it to take the Space Kubrick theme for the video to Crossing the Bar? It works really well.
Yeah, so I think, the song came first, right? I'm pretty sure the idea for the song came first. Yeah.
The song definitely came first.
Yeah.
But yeah, the video, I don't know, I just came up with the idea, really. It just seemed like a space exploration song to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is Sam's original spaceship, and if I move this closer to the camera, you'll see.
Look at that.
We got some crocodile clips. We've got some coffee cup lids, some Costa coffee lids, and then the main part of it is
which are never in short supply in the footwell of any self-respecting touring musician. Yeah.
Yeah. My favourite bit.
Yeah, I love this song. I love singing. It's one of my favourite things to sing ever, I think.
Yeah, you do it solo as well, don't you?
I do now, yeah. I mean, I just get asked for it so much, and initially I was like, well, how's that going to translate? And then I got over that and just did it, and, you know, people sing along, and it works. It's not the same as the way we do it with False Lights, but it's
no,
fun.
See, you do it sort of all like the middle bit, and I do it all like the intro bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you do it with the concertina. Yeah. So I do it more kind of straight ahead, kind of mid tempo most of the way through.
You know what? This verse I really like the sound of, which is you triple tracked. We should triple track your voice more.
Three sounds. Whose idea was to put the samba rhythm at the end? Who do you think? Come on.
Yeah, that samba rhythm was on right from the very first demo. So I remember demoing this in the log cabin before you got up. I think it was probably even a Sunday morning in the log cabin.
Yeah.
And I remember doing a demo of this to play you when you got up.
Yeah.
And the samba was like right from the so it would have been programmed then. So we had to borrow lots of sort of samba instruments and record loops. So we've usually left the stage by this point. We just leave Sam or Stuart drumming.
I think it's kind of interesting on this. It's something that I've never done before. Is the fact that this is technical for people, but the fact that the click track speeds up gradually through that song.
I'd forgotten about that, but I do that quite a lot.
The tempo gradually increases, even though it's done to a click, which just. Yeah, I don't know. I hadn't come across that before, so that was cool. I mean, I'll speed up, but I don't not to a click.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of it helps to do that. I think it's been part of my working process for quite a while.
Cool.
Because you know a band naturally speeds up.
Yeah,
but you still want it. Yeah. You still want a frame of reference, even if it's not to correct things to a click. You just want a frame of reference to. to play things along to. You know,
of course.
So it helps. Yeah.
Lots of good memories of singing that song. Lots of good festivals. And,
should we keep ploughing on? Is everybody okay watching at home? You're not too bored by two blokes ranting,
bloking away.
Should we answer some more questions? There's questions about.
Yeah, let's see what else we've got. Shall we? Have we got anything more about that album, about Salvor?
I don't think so.
Oh, we missed one about why it's called Salvor.
Oh right, yeah.
That could be worth answering.
Well, go on. I'll cue the next one up, and you answer the question.
Well, a salver, I guess, is somebody who finds salvage, I guess. And the idea of false lights came from a book. I kind of came up with it. It was a book called The Wreckers by Bella Bathurst, which is all about the history of wrecking in our part of the world, which is deliberately, or depending on the report, there's a lot of lore around it. LORE.
Wrecking being luring ships
onto the rocks, and then misappropriating the stuff that came ashore, and so Salvor was, I guess, the idea was it's kind of to do, just a metaphor about found bits of songs, found ideas, stolen bits of songs, and kind of bringing stuff together that way. I guess that's where Salvor seemed like a natural extension of the idea of false lights, really. So that's why. Hang on a second.
I'm just going to open the door. There's a cat shrieking outside my door, so I'm just going to let him in.
I wonder where mine is. I've not seen him. He's got a girlfriend. My cat's got a girlfriend, folks. So
has he?
He's been hanging around
quick
with this.
work. He's only been going out.
I know. We've only been letting him out of the house for a few weeks, and he's
just going to have an explore. He's not going to come up.
Right.
See people. How is your cat?
He's very well. Luther is the name of my cat, and he's generally either asleep or just climbing up things. I guess.
Oh, here we go.
Isn't it? There we go. Oh, Iggy.
There we go.
No, that's not a consent.
So now he's going to go away.
Yes, let the cat in. Yeah, where is Luther actually? I don't know where he is.
He's gonna just keep being a pain now. Should we? So, I mean, Susie says, "Do you want me to come and get him?" No, it's fine as long as he doesn't start chewing things.
My Luther chewed through. Well, we were sat in the living room, and Koba's MacBook just suddenly died, and we looked at the ground, and the MacBook power cable had just been chewed in half. That was a expensive cat food. Yeah.
I've kicked him out again.
Hi, Iggy.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe this juncture would be a good thing to say that I'm really sorry if you had tickets to come and see us this summer. We only had three gigs, and then they all got cancelled. Yeah. But we do have that. We are playing next year. We're going to be playing in 2021. Is that an exclusive? Yeah. I think it probably is an exclusive, isn't it?
Probably is. Yeah.
But keep an eye on the website, which will get updated when I get round to it. Mm-hmm. And so for some people who were asking about whether we're going to do any more gigs, there is your answer.
Yeah.
But we can talk a bit later. Shall I start playing part 2?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's go.
So this album is actually a lot louder than it was mastered.
Oh, is it?
A lot louder than the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who
so
mastered
what can we?
I can probably answer
Barry Grint. Barry Grint.
Oh,
Alchemy.
Yeah.
Who is a sort of legendary mastering engineer. Should we just go for it?
Yeah, let's do it.
It starts quiet and then it goes very loud. There we go. So this is a quote from Camus.
Hey,
adjusted the levels. I don't think
those are the dots. Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
So this potentially was sung by sort of Cromwell's Roundhead soldiers before it passed over to America and became a Sacred Harp.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's why you
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, that's what Swan Arcade claimed. So I heard this. I heard this from the English, the Sheffield, or Bradford. Yeah, Bradford. Harmony Trio Swan Arcade, who are incredible. If you get a chance to listen to Swan Arcade. There's a best of on Fellside.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So this is sort of where English folk and shape note meet. So it's a good opening track as well.
Yeah.
With some lyrical tweaks. I think those chords, I was going for. Maybe I won't say because maybe it sails a bit too close to what I was thinking.
It sounds a bit like Kashmir. Did I say that out loud?
not.
Oh, really?
No, it's the middle bit of My Sharona by the Bands.
Oh. Has anybody done a My Corona version of My Sharona? Because no.
Oh,
like,
I'm sure
is that the most
have.
obvious? Yeah. Well, next album.
So I do like playing this live, but I associate it with a blind panic. Nothing is working. Because this is what we opened all of our Harmonograph shows with.
Yeah.
And there was always something not working.
And this is Stuart on drums, right, for this album?
This is Stewie on drums, yeah.
And he was, yeah.
So yeah, between Salvor and this one, there was a few personnel changes. Barnes Stradling joined us very early on anyway, but he was on this record. And Archie Churchill Moss took over on Melodian, and Stu Boven took over on drums. So Sam Nadell that played drums on Salvor and was in the first part of Crosslights is like a sort of hyper-accurate, like machine-like player. And Stuart is just like enthusiasm.
Yeah. Just great. He's a really good guy.
We're so lucky to have found Stu.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's been really good. And also, he was in my Upsetra band. Upsetra band and everything.
Yeah.
So this one, where did this come from? This came from you, right?
Nick Jones is where I first heard this. This is on. Oh no, I don't know. Is it on the Noah's Ark Trap? I think it might be on the Noah's Ark Trap
it's on the
album.
It's on the Noah's Ark Trap.
It's one of the first Nick Jones songs that I fell in love with, really. I just thought, let's sing it. That was it, really.
Simon Dewsbury. I think this is about Babylon. Who had the idea of the children's chorus? It's a shape notes chorus. They're not children, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was just putting the shape note version in. There's one harmony that's different. They have a major dominant chord, and we had a minor dominant chord, so I had to go in and digitally edit that.
Wow. This is one of my faves to sing as well, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, I really like singing it. It's really epic
sounding. I don't really do
live,
much
I
on
think.
this live. I just sort of scrum.
Hey, you've got quite a
I suppose I do the
heavy guitar
bit
that comes in. Yeah.
Viv and Mike's,
I enjoyed coming up with this bit, yeah. So we had nice chord progression, diminished chord, and yeah.
Actually, we did that.
Fancy.
We did that on Skype or FaceTime or something. I remember sitting in our respective kitchens trying to come up with something.
Yeah.
So Viv and Mike say, whose idea was the video with the wind and rain?
I don't know which way he is on the screen.
So that was filmed in my backyard.
What was the source of the wind, Jim? Tell us what marvellous device that was.
That was me blowing on the ground with a leaf blower.
my cheeks are clapping because there's a leaf blower. Just,
you know, we didn't have many resources. It worked pretty well.
That's cool being resourceful there. I mean, come on.
The rain isn't real. The rain is all digital. We just had to pretend to be in the rain. It worked quite well.
It did. Yeah.
Tom Moore enjoyed leaf blowing Archie and me a bit too much. I was quite pleased with the way that the guitar's going this. So there's one playing the fifth in octaves and one playing the third in octaves, left and right of my part.
Cool.
So this will be my silver, my Tokai silver guitar.
It's quite I really like the fact you get this sort of, like, it's quite an unusual time feel for a rock tune, right? It's got this like it's in 3, but it's this kind of slow. Yeah, it's just unusual. I think it's quite often the case when you. Oh.
Someone says, what happened to Black Velvet Band? On my version of the album, it comes after Babylon before William Glenn.
Oh,
You're quite right. I don't know where it's gone. Yeah, you're quite right. I don't know. I'll drop it in at the end.
We'll go back to it. Weird. Okay. KS Lim, hello. Since we talked about Nick Jones, I first heard of Sam Carter when I watched his version of Canada.io on YouTube, which is just amazing. Thank you very much. Thanks to Nick for writing a really cool bit of guitar, I guess, ultimately. Really cool song.
Okay. So, this is a tune that's never been played live, that Tom Moore wrote. Tom went through a phase of writing tunes and calling them all the Ombudsman. So I sort of called his bluff. Yeah, it was a running joke because it's from Peep Show. It's the tune that Superhands and Jeremy write. It's called.
Oh right.
But yeah, I called his bluff by saying that was actually his title. It's quite a good tune.
It's a nice tune.
And the guitar in the background, me and your parts, are inspired by the album Discipline by King Crimson. Well, that's, to my mind, they are anyway. I don't know whether you're aware of that.
No.
Right.
But, yeah.
Those interlocking things, that's Rob
Yeah,
Fripp
yeah.
and... This is another one that's recorded in bits. So
Yeah.
I think Stuart played drums to a click track with me just in enough sections to record the violin and the melodeon to it, and then we put guitars over it, and then we put bass over it. This is a very Barn bass line as well. This is Barn Starpin's work. Oh, Anne Dunn says, great album. Discipline. Yeah, it's one of my favourites. There isn't much to say about this one, is there?
No, I can just remember it was pretty fun trying to come up with a guitar part for it.
Oh, and this harmony that I made them do.
Nice tune, Tom.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to put.
So
this I think is my all-time favourite. This is my favourite False Lights track. So where's this come from, Sam?
This comes from the Southern Harmony as well. It's another shape note tune. Originally, the original name for it is The Missionary's Farewell. I'm trying to find it for you. Where is it?
And we recorded the vocals for this in this room I'm in. In fact, with this lava lamp that's behind me.
I can remember the lava lamp distinctly. Yeah.
We turned
it was
all the
quite
lights off and just
inspiring.
had the lava lamp.
Yeah, we did. We had a little. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
So for those people who were listening to my Upsetera listening party a few weeks ago, this is another one of those strings with a Moog, mini Moog bass underneath, which just feels like a film straight away.
Yeah.
So all of this stuff left and right in the background is all Sam's voice sped up and slowed down and chopped into little bits and rearranged.
Yeah, well, it just felt like it felt right for repurposing, I think, didn't we, this song?
Yeah.
There's a changed the name. Sorry, go on.
There's a video for this one that I really wanted to make and we never got around to doing. But yeah, it just, it just made me think of sort of migrant boats.
Yeah.
Capsizing.
A lot of that. Yeah. Another one that I really love singing, actually.
Yeah. It is one of your best vocals.
Oh, thank you very much. It's easy when there's a good song.
And then this didn't have drums on originally, and I put them on quite late in the process. It's very hard to get them to fit, which is why you get that weird snare sound. Was the only way to get it to fit. Like a sort of hollow airlock sound.
Yeah.
We need a really big mirror ball for doing this live.
True. I'm trying to think. It reminds me of a quartet song. That's what it is. There's a quartet song with that kind of snare on it.
Is it?
Yeah. Rounds. It's on an album called Rounds.
Obviously at various points in both albums, we were going for I was going for a sort of Radioheady thing. And that's what it makes me think of. It's the closest we've got to...
Yeah, later Radiohead, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, so this was made before the track Dreaming off of Moonshaped Pool. But it's a very similar idea.
Yeah. How do you transition from a band created in the studio to a live gig band? Well, with varying degrees of difficulty depending on the track, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, Salvor was the first thing I'd been involved with where we did all of the tracks live first. So actually, it's, you know, compared to my previous projects, it's pretty.
For me, this is unusual because everything I've done in the past on my older albums was recorded live. So the band arrangements kind of already existed before I went into the studio, and it was pretty much a matter of just recording them and then a few overdubs. So this is quite a different way of working for me. But I don't know. I think you can, you know, both ways have got their advantages. Yeah, we just figure it out, don't we? I mean, there's some things we can't do. You can't play every track if there's overdubs and stuff. You have to let some stuff go. But some of the songs we do live, we use tracks like Far and Distant Lands. I think we play that to a track, don't we? There's a few that we play to a track, just to add in some of the bits that are important that we can't do live. Yeah.
But Forsyths is always Sam Nadell used to start the song to the click track and then stop it 8 bars in or whatever to get the tempos. So we've always had an element of something to set the pace.
Yeah.
So this is probably my favourite to sing. This one.
Oh, you sing it really well. It's great. Really fun.
So
I just get to rock out on this. I don't have to sing. It's actually really, really fun. I just get my fuzz pedal on and I'm gone.
I sail from sound to sound as I ascend, as I ascend. I sail from sound to sound.
But in fact, the last time we sang this at Ely Folk Festival, Jim had lost his voice. He was really his voice was just really struggling. So I had to sing it with Jim, like also cueing me the lines, the lyrics in my ear, the ones I could remember.
It's horrible. Worst.
Yeah, it was a tricky gig.
So this is, I talked about Battle of the Field by the Album Band. There's a tiny nod to that album hit coming up here. This bit. So what makes that so heavy isn't the fuzz guitar, it's the baritone sax.
Yeah.
Played by Joshua Poole. Yeah, I love playing this one.
Yeah, good fun. So yeah, this is a really common song with different tunes. So this tune is closest to the Waterson-Carthy version, but I think is in the key they did it in, and I can't sing that high, so it's a fit. The tune starts a fifth below, so it follows the same sort of shape, but is a different, you know, on different degrees of the scale. That's Josh Poole on the sax in that bit as well. Ah. I've got another question here. Since you mentioned Jim losing his voice, I'm curious to know what happens when singers get coughs or colds. Does the gig just get cancelled, or you just take a lot of cough suppressant medicine? The second, unless you're a big enough deal to throw your weight around and decide you don't want to do your gig, I guess.
Yeah.
most people really just get on with it. Yeah, you just got to get on with it.
Yeah, you don't really get to be ill.
No, not in our field. Sudafed, I found that works pretty well. No, not too many days in a row, otherwise it comes back to haunt you.
Nick Hart got me onto Sterimar. Have you tried that?
Right.
It's just seawater. It's just seawater, but it does the job.
Oh, right.
It's like a sort of nasal spray made out of seawater.
What you do? Oh, right. Okay. Wow. Good tip, Nick.
Okay, we're coming up to the big bit. My growl. In fact, there is a version with you singing this, I'm pretty sure. But I had demoed it, and you said the noise at the end of this, that it was too James Hetfield.
Yeah.
I'll point out the James Hetfield noise.
Thanks, Ashlyn. Hope you're doing all right out there.
This noise.
Yeah. I think I just refused, which is why I didn't get to sing the song. It's like, no, we've got to do it. I don't know if I can even make that noise, to be honest.
Bit of sax shrieking.
Yeah.
So what's next? Murder in the Red Barn.
Ah.
I love this. I really like doing this one.
Really
I get to play a little guitar solo at the end as well. That's
yeah. So this is another tune from the Sacred Harp. See, I'm desperate to try and do the bouncing ball, but I can't do it because I can't look at the page and the screen at the same time. But I don't know if you can see it. But this is kind of a hybrid of two tunes. But yeah, there's a tune called Heavenly Armour number 129 in the Sacred Harp, and this is pretty much the tune from that. That tune is by a really brilliant writer of Sacred Harp music called William Walker. He was awesome. And the top line in this, Jim's harmony line, is pretty much exactly what's called the treble part in Sacred Harp, which is the highest part, which is sung by.
I found that quite hard to learn. You had to demo it for me, I think.
Yeah, but the way that the interplay between the two parts, I think, is really, really characteristic of his writing and really cool.
Trying to play guitar and sing that line at the same time is quite hard.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. We sort of did this for a commission, didn't we? Was it a commission?
Yeah, for Folk East the year after.
Yeah, that's right.
A lady got an artist called Lisa Rizuski did a triptych of this, of local Suffolk folk songs. And the triptych of this was just like blood red canvases, 3 blood red canvases. It was brilliant art.
Yeah.
But yeah, they asked us if we'd do a version of it. It's got a bit of a Springsteen vibe at this point as well.
Yeah, it has, doesn't it?
So yeah, my jangly guitar I'm really proud of.
Nice.
Actually, that's what it is. It's a jangly guitar riff with glockenspiel in unison. It's a very Springsteen-y. You know, it's
Yeah. Oh, look at that. There was some creative license apparently on this. It's obviously a historical story.
Have you seen
this? It was the stepmom and not the mum who Maria's ghost appeared to. Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
William Thingy What's his name?
Corder.
Yeah, there was a book in Polstead Museum.
Polstead, that's it. Yeah.
There was a book wrapped in his skin.
Grim.
With his confession in it, supposedly. Yeah, here's my book.
She appeared unto her stepmom who fed her. We could get it in.
You can't really hear it. It's there.
It sort of starts off like a Motown tune though, with that kind of castanet sort of sound.
Be My Baby.
Oh yeah, that's it. Be My Baby. This is good fun to play because it's pretty straight ahead, you know.
So
with other songs on the side of it, they're a bit more kind of proggy. To have something that's just really straight ahead.
This is another example of False Light's trucker rock. This is another trucker rock.
Yeah. This is the Banks of Newfoundland for this album, isn't it? Yeah.
Straight lines driving down the interstate.
Yeah. So we did kind of write a chorus for this, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah, which is based on the American track song Delia's Gone. That's what it was. That's what we were doing. As sung by Johnny Cash and Tom Waits. Skinjaban says, do you think Shirley Collins would like your version of Maria Martin? I don't think Shirley Collins would like anything that we do. I think Shirley Collins would like us. She did say something nice about my version of Fair Margaret Sweet William, but that's the only nice thing she's ever said about me. So, okay, next track. Tom and Archie are desperate to do this live, but we've never done it live. I think it would be too hard, but I am still pretty pleased with this.
Yeah, what's the band that they love that they say it sounds like?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
So this set of words is from Chris Foster again, famous Flower of Serving Men. Chris Foster's version of it has these words, but I just made up this tune myself. But this is as proggy as we've ever got.
It's pretty emo, isn't it?
Yeah, emo prog.
It's got a bit of.
I love. Well, hang on. I'm just not going to talk over this bit. I'll send away, I will write till I come to where the king resides. I love those sort of multi-part songs, that Bohemian Rhapsody or Paranoid Android, or
yeah,
you know,
it's got a
Lamb Lies Down on
tried and tested history. MacArthur Park by Jimmy Webb.
MacArthur Park. But this is another one that was assembled in bits, and people didn't really get what I was getting. Like, we had to record the parts, and then I was like, they'll glue together, I promise you.
Thanks, Simon. Simon says he loves the guitar sound on this, Jim. It's you, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know if I did. Did I do any guitar on this? I don't think I did.
No,
I think
you did.
The
slidey guitar in the verses is you. The slidey guitar in the chorus is me.
There we go. Joint effort.
So that'll be my Telecaster, my orange There it is.
Cool.
That Telecaster. It'll be you on your SG though. Your SG was new for this album.
That's right. Yeah. Are we doing guitar show and tell?
Yeah, go on.
All right.
Get your SG out for the lads. And that bit there is my mini moog. My mini moog was new for this record as well, so it's a real. Wait, it's over the other side of the room now.
It is. None more rock, I feel.
Yeah, this is you on the rhythm guitar in this bit is you. Those chords are very Carterage chords. Carterian. This is me. So.
Yeah.
You can sort of hear our respective styles back to back.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, that
maybe.
You.
Yeah, I remember that.
The chugging is me.
Well, there we go. Maybe we'll do it.
With that, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to. It's going to be so hard to do.
Oh yeah.
So this one is a bit backwards because you had a riff and an almost complete backing, but no song to go with it.
Yeah, I just had this riff that I wanted to do something with.
I know a song that will fit with that. But you'd had this riff for ages, hadn't you?
Yeah, it's been kicking about. I don't know, it's got a bit of an Afrobeat kind of feel to it somehow. Yeah. I don't know what it was. Just I just like.
Well, I remember us watching a Fela Kuti DVD that's downstairs in my house for inspiration.
Yeah.
So this song comes from a singer called Phil Tanner, who was known as the Gower Nightingale. He was a sort of very theatrical sounding sort of singer, trad singer. You can hear him on The Voice of the People. He was recorded for the Topic.
Phil Tanner.
He's got a very, sort of semi-operatic, like very theatrical way of performing.
Yeah.
So this is, so Josh Poole led this section on sax again. Roland Parsons on trumpet. Oh yeah, it's just the two of them. But I've used them as a section on several things. They're on the Art Brut album that I produced as well. Lovely lads.
It's one of those ones where
I think I've got a version.
Yeah,
of
I think.
Singing it somewhere.
Yeah, I think so.
Just going back.
Yeah,
to
this is. It's one of those one. Yes. Yeah. It's not. It's normally not that conscious, is it? I don't know. We just sort of.
But I've got a feeling that there is a demo of you singing Captain Kidd and me singing this, and I think we swapped.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so this bit is the Fela Kuti bit.
Yeah.
And then this bit Archie wrote as a bridge.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He came up with that on the spot. There we go.
Great. Yeah, this is one of those when songs get this long, I have to kind of watch it in my head. Do you do that? I think of songs quite visually, so I have to try and watch the action in my head to remember where it's going.
71 Chris B says, a bit like Gentle Giant. Yeah. Do you know Gentle Giant, Sam?
No.
You're not as much of a frog head as me.
Yeah,
I suppose it is.
Cool.
We just talked over the thing where the vocal goes all dry and then there's an echo on it.
Yeah.
Classic.
Another live favourite, this one. I really enjoyed playing this.
Although this is one that, again, one that we do live that I barely do anything on. I just sort of play a bit of keyboard just to have something to do. I don't have anything to do with it. I think I'll leave it playing and then we'll come back to Black Velvet Band, or shall I drop it in now?
Drop it in. Yeah.
All right, so this is the closing track on the record as it stands. So this was a song I remember my dad singing. This was, so my dad did know quite a few songs, but he would generally sing one at a time. As in, he'd have a song that he would sing at every opportunity, and then he'd phase it out and get a new song that was his song. But this was his song when I was about 5 or 6, so some of my earliest memories are him singing this. But it has a different... So it was only later that I reckon he got this from Will Noble, the chef, where's he from? Holmfirth, folk singer, who has a different chorus for it. So I made up this chorus to try and make it into this sort of feel. So fill up your glasses and raise them high. They say that they will come and drink all England dry. I do enjoy doing this, but I know we sail quite close to the line sometimes with this one.
Yeah.
Tom is not fond of doing this.
No.
It's not cool enough.
It's the most, kind of folk rock thing we do, I think, isn't it? In the traditional sense.
Yeah, well, it's the most bellowheady thing we do, for sure.
I suppose it is,
that's slightly sort of, we're doing a funny dance thing.
Yeah, I can only do funny dances, they're the only ones I...
It goes down really well. I really like singing it. It's always a good moment in the set.
Yeah, it's nice to have a bit of levity, a bit of lightness to the proceedings. Yeah.
Drink all England dry. Are you playing a guitar counter melody here? I've forgotten about that.
Yeah, it's like
that in?
It's like first inversion chords on the on the Strat. Yeah.
Yeah, Kang Soon says
key change.
The original lyrics are very different and somewhat nationalistic. Exactly. So this.
Yeah, it was deliberate. Yeah.
We recorded this in early 2017, so we were still getting over. Coming to terms with our feelings on European relations. We will try to drink all England dry.
Did you say that Roger Taylor at the end was that Stu?
Yeah, that's Stuart. That's
incredibly high.
Yeah. And you?
Is that like it? Was I didn't do that. No, I could do it.
No, Stu did the high note, and you're a third below him.
You're
nearly as high. Yeah. All right, I'll drop in Black Velvet Band.
Hey.
Just because. So this is one I'd had kicking about for a bit. Not from pre-False Light, but I think this had been in the works since Salvor. But I just couldn't make it work. So, this was a sort of multi-year fiddling with it. I still don't really like the lyrics. I think the lyrics are a bit cringy because we had to shorten it. We had to edit the words and shorten them so much and tell the story in the same amount of words. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah.
But the chorus is great. I'm really happy with the chorus.
Yeah. Oh, it's got a nice feel. It's really great.
Yeah. This will be. I have a 1924 Ludwig bass drum that's got calf head skins on it. The original 1920s skins. And that's definitely the kick drum in this drum kit. Yeah, so it's on some tracks on Etc. It's on the Outlander in bit places. But anything which is like a big sort of boomy kick drum sound is that.
Cool. Again, I really love just being able to play guitar on this. It's really fun.
And sing your backing vocals.
Oh, and the backing vocals, of course. Yeah.
And Stu sings backing vocals on this live as well.
Yeah.
Stu is a really good harmony singer.
Yeah.
Because so before he played with us, he played with Luke Sitel Singh, who you might have seen, and they used to do 3-part harmonies. So the bass player and Stuart and Luke used to do 3-part harmonies in the songs. Love this. Did you consciously go for the anthemic chorus? Yeah, totally. The chorus is my favourite bit.
Yeah.
So, the most well-known version of this is by the Dubliners, probably.
Yeah.
Which is a lot more of a sort of rousing drinking song version of it.
It's in 3 as well, isn't it? It's more like Rumpty Tumpty kind of. Yeah.
Yes. But I knew the lyrics would work with that chorus. So this was reverse engineered from having the great chorus and then trying to make the verses work.
Yeah.
Do you remember that version of Salisbury Plain? We haven't managed to get on either record. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one of the proggier.
Still working on it.
Yeah.
But I think some of the ideas were ideas that came from Salisbury Plain because it's a similar sort of transport song. But this also has a bit of an OK Computer feel to it. But one of the albums,
it's a bit. It's quite lucky.
Well, no, oh yeah.
You know that song,
But your guitar or my guitar, my electric guitar, this is quite let down.
Yeah.
One of those
Yeah.
A bit Rickenbackery.
Yeah.
And the punching the air solo.
It's me playing your guitar, isn't it?
It's you playing my guitar through a Univibe, which I put on after you'd left.
Oh.
To get a sort of Dave Gilmore-y feel.
Swirly kind of effect, yeah.
Actually, I remember having a debate about whether it should be scheduled or scheduled.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. You went with scheduled in the end.
I think so. I can't remember why, but you were there for that. That was.
Oh, was I? All right, I don't really know the answer to that.
And I think this line is yours. That.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Because I just couldn't
that was
get
part
the
of getting the, like you said, getting the full sense of the lyrics, condensing them down. Yeah.
I mean, the thing with this song as well is it's 7 minutes long. Like it's got quite a poppy chorus, but it's 7 minutes long, and you just can't shorten it anymore.
Yeah. You can't shorten it any more than that. He says double chorus at the end.
Yeah. Double chorus and guitar solo.
Yeah. Yeah. Double chorus, non-negotiable. Yeah, we're going full prog, Chris, the next album.
Well, I did have I'll say it after the song's finished. I was thinking of a motto for the next record.
Yeah. Louder and Weirder was the one for the Harmonograph.
False Lights, Louder and Weirder.
Yeah. That was the working title of Harmonograph for most of the time.
There we go. Yeah, with what we've got.
That's all the songs.
All of the False Lights songs. Are there any that we do that weren't on those records? I don't think there are there?
No, I think that's it. Yeah. Let's make some more.
Wow. Oh, the cat is scratching at the door again. Yeah. No. So yeah, Louder and Weirder was the motto for that record. With what little we've got this time, I was thinking Buffalo Rick Springfield. So Buffalo, I mean, people do always ask. In fact, there was quite a lot of questions. Let's have a look. We have questions. Colin Gale says, "Is there another album in the pipeline?" And then Phil Hooper says, "Yes, I would echo the question of when there will be a third album. Also, once allowed and appreciating the economics, when can we have a full tour? By which I mean more than just a few folk festivals." And then Steve Willis says, "Do you see False Lights live as a purely festival band, or would you like to move more into playing theatres and concert halls?" How do we answer that? Well, so will there be a third record? Well, it depends whether we come up with anything good. We haven't actually started that, but Sam has there's one song I'm quite excited about of the set of lyrics that you found. Yeah. That's potentially a multi-part prog epic. So we've got that. We've got that angle down.
Yeah.
And then I've got one that sounds like Take That. Which
right.
So we've got that angle sorted out. It's just the in-between points.
We've got that sorted as if that was
you know, False Lights move at sort of, I think we're on False Lights time, which moves at a glacial pace.
Yeah, well, I guess because we've both got our solo stuff that we're working on, so that kind of has to, False Lights has to work around that a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, yes, there will be another album. I'm pretty sure there's going to be another album, right? I mean, that's the straightforward answer.
Yeah, I mean, I always wanted to. I think a 3-album arc is a good arc to say something like
Yeah, I think there's still more we can say.
Yeah, and it feels like I want it to be a project that we can. I want it to be a project that isn't in people's faces too much and they don't get bored of, but that we can always come back to. I want it to be a project where there can be, more albums in a decade. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where where you get to occasionally do stuff and then go off and do your own thing and then come back together again. So yeah, I mean, how we do it is sorry, we're just doing this in public with people watching now. Yeah. How we do it is the tricky thing. But it will always be the tricky thing, which I think brings us on to, are you going to tour or do?
Yeah.
It's, it's really hard.
Yeah. So, the economics of doing it are really, really tricky for a 6-piece band. As anybody who's tried to tour with more than 2 people in their band will know, it's the economics of it are increasingly difficult for people,
but there are several elements of there, some of which I think we have to come to terms with, such as there aren't so many venues for standing electric gigs on the folk circuit, and outside of that, a folk audience that just don't come quite often. They don't go out to places that aren't familiar to them. So there's that, and I think what venues there are going to be the ones that are going to be really struggling because they're so I don't know whether those bands those places are coming back. We you know, we'd love to tour, but unfortunately, the way you generate an audience for touring is through festivals and through records these days. So we need to do more of that before we can go back to touring. But we have toured. We have toured sort of theatres and art centres and things. We've done that a couple of times, but you know, we've hemorrhaged money doing it. So
yeah, it's basically just about broken even, hasn't it? In all the time we've done False Lights, I think.
Yeah, but it breaks even because we make money back on festivals that we've lost on other gigs.
Yeah.
So the answer to that is we would love to, but the thing to do is to you know, tell a friend and bring people in and
bring more people.
You know, that's the only way that's going to happen. But you know, we'll make another record and we'll see. Basically.
Yeah, but it's lovely to hear that. I mean, you know, zooming out a little bit, it's lovely to hear that people would like us to make another record, and that there are people out there who are listening to us. You know, so thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for enthusing and following what we do.
I mean, we do have some favourite venues. The Live Room in Saltaire.
Oh yeah,
Ron and Hillary is always great. I always have a great time at Cambridge Junction, who had us.
Yeah.
A while ago.
It's a great gig.
Like we played a couple of gigs at the Seabright Arms, which was really fun, and the Water Rats in London. Those were lovely. I mean, Folk East Festival we've got a lot of affection for. Obviously, Shrewsbury we've got a lot of affection for. You know, it's, you know, you can't go places unless people want you, and the way to make them want you is to build something up. So yeah. But also, I think the thing with False Lights is, well, I don't know how you think about it, Sam, but it's at this point it's sort of like a collective. You know, we've had different people on the records, and also we've had people who aren't in the band on the records. You know, so Josh on sax being a case in point, and you know, so I think there's probably, no matter what happens, there's a future for False Lights as a sort of thing that happens, if you know what I mean. You know, it's a style of album that can be made with a core of people, and I'm not expressing this very well, but you know what I mean. That idea of it as a sort of collective that me and you are steering is probably a good way to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Viv and Mike say, look forward to seeing you separately. Our venue next year. I read
love
that comment
venue.
from the bottom,
I played that one before.
and I very nearly said, "Oh, I'm playing the David Hall." So, so yes. When are you doing the David Hall, Sam?
Off the top of my head, I think it's spring now. I think
mine was one that was in and has been postponed. But yeah, we're both really looking forward to coming to the David Hall.
Yeah, it's a great venue.
I've not been
really
there for
fun.
ages.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much for having us at the David Hall, Viv and Mike. We're looking forward to visiting. Yeah, if anyone else has any questions, do put them in the comments. I saw one. Oh yes. Ali says, hello guys, wondered if you find some songs easier than others to perform. If this is the case, what skills have you developed to help, if any, or is it just a case of practice makes perfect? Some are harder than others to perform. What's the hardest song that we play? Henry Martin's pretty hard. I mean, I'm not doing it.
I find that hard for me because I've got
doing it all at once.
Some really odd rhythmic crossing over of stuff where I'm singing a certain rhythm and then I'm playing quite a different rhythm to the rhythm I'm singing. So that can be quite tricky, and I just practiced it. I tend to just practice each part individually and then put them together afterwards. That's kind of what I'll do.
I mean, I used to find Banks of Newfoundland really hard to play and sing, partly because it's so low in my range as well, so I'm just down there where I can't hear myself properly, and I was playing lead guitar at the same time. I just overstretched, so I never liked doing it, to be honest, because it was just, I liked the song, but just playing it was just not fun because you have to concentrate so much. What else is hard? I don't think there's nothing I do that's particularly hard. There are some things which I struggle with remembering. So Babylon I find quite hard because I forget the words.
All over. Yeah,
and we sing in harmony all the way through as well. So
there's no getting away with it. If you both, if one of you singing different words to the other,
I mean, to this day, I still don't really know the words to Skewball and have to sort of listen to you so carefully to check I'm in the right place. But
remembering the words in folk stuff is always pretty tricky. There's some singing bits which are kind of tricky, like that bit in Wife of Ush as well. Sometimes.
Yeah, the harmonies in Wife of Ush as well took a bit.
And
the harmonies in Skewball
yeah.
took a.
Yeah, you've got a difficult part.
Because also I'm playing in one key and effectively singing in another because it's parallel.
You're singing like a fourth above, aren't you? Yeah.
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 But that said, I got it. I got it eventually. I used to find my guitar part in we didn't say this while it's going. My guitar part in the Wife of Ush as well.
Yeah.
The bit that I play, you played on the record.
Oh, okay.
All those arpeggios, that do 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 do.
Oh yeah.
That is this in standard? Yeah, like
maybe I didn't play it in standard as well. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still having to grit my teeth to do it. That bit I've always found really hard, but it's fun as well. It's fun to rock out doing that. Yeah. I mean, so what skills have you developed? I don't know, a bit of playing and singing. I think for me, guitar sounds, getting the right guitar sound, I've developed a lot. Listening back to my solo stuff where I'm the only guitarist, from before False Lights, I can hear the difference because I didn't need to sort of fit my live guitar sound in with anybody else. So I could sort of be all over the place and have a bit more of a sound. I'm a lot better at tuning it in these days.
I feel like I've had to adjust that. I mean, some of my parts are more rhythm guitar-y, but then things like Charlesworth and stuff, definitely had to grow into a different and Tyne of Harrow, parts that aren't taking up all of the space all the time, which you can get away with when you play solo. That's kind of the point. But you've got to listen differently when you play with a band. You've got to listen and not get in the way.
So if there's any other questions, put them below, but I think we're probably reaching the end. So thank you so much for tuning in, and also thank you to everybody who's been supportive of the band over the last 7 years. God, so long.
Oh my word!
Such a long time.
Long time.
So we will regroup. I mean, I can't promise that anything will come out anytime soon because we go so slowly, and also the end of the world is nigh. So
that small matter of a global pandemic also to deal with.
Global pandemic followed by a massive depression.
And
the death of the creative industries. But let's look on the bright side, eh? So what?
There'll always be music. We'll always find
what are you doing with yourself at the moment, Sam?
I'm writing. I'm carrying on writing, and I've gone back to writing solo stuff after Home Waters, my new solo album came out this month, and I just wanted to crack on with writing more stuff. Really, I just saw it this summer as an opportunity. Obviously no festivals, no work now in that point, from that point of view. So I'm just cracking on with trying to make some new stuff happen, and maybe there'll be some False Lights ideas that get discovered in that as well. So
there's some interesting False Lights ideas floating around. We just need to make them into something.
We just need to get on with it.
I'm doing quite a bit of writing. I'm trying to finish a record of my own songs at the moment, which is incredibly hard, and I don't know how you do it, Sam.
It is hard, but you've done it before and you'll do it again. You've written
I've never done a complete I haven't done a complete album is the thing. I'm used to just doing a little bit and going, oh, look at me, I'm so great, I've done 3 songs, well done me. So I'm feeling the burn a little bit, but I'm also rebuilding my studio a little bit. I'm remodeling in here. So I think it'll all sound a little bit better by the time we make more False Lights music. So, any more questions?
Good stuff.
I think we're probably done. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thank you.
And as I say, thank you for being supportive. So those False Lights records are available from our website, which is still just about working, which is falselights.co.uk.
Just about working.
And they are obviously on the Spotify's and iTunes of the world, and there's still CD copies available on Amazon.
There's still some limited edition blue vinyl, actually.
That's just a few. I think I've nearly run out, you know.
Ooh, I've got a few.
Yeah, we've still got some limited edition blue vinyl. And your solo record, what's that called, and where's it from?
It's called Home Waters. Yeah, it's called Home Waters, and that's you can get that from samcarter.bandcamp.com. It's also available in other places, but
and you've been doing some streaming, haven't you? Where can people watch?
I have. Yeah, so if you go to my YouTube, which is YouTube/Sam John Carter, I did a live streamed album launch gig on the 1st of May when the album came out, and yeah, that's still up there to watch. And I also did a listening club on the Hudson Records listening club. And Jim, obviously, you've done a few listening club.
Yeah,
so
I've
far
done
with
4
previous
albums of listening club. So
yeah,
there's still 3 albums that I haven't done. But yes, you can watch my
What's
previous
next?
listening
Do
clubs.
we know?
I don't know, really. I don't know. I'm going to have a think about that. Certainly, if you tuned into my Upsetter one or Skulk one, that was the last one I did. I said I was going to do a tuition video for Sounds of Earth, and I still haven't done it. So, Orsino787 says, how do you get the blue vinyl off the website, I reckon, or off the web shop? I think that they're probably still in stock. I will check when we go off air with this. Sam, your record's got great reviews in Mojo. Yep.
Hey, hooray! Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah, and also just because I've spotted some people in the comments, I know of some festivals doing digital online things that are going to come up that haven't been announced yet. So I know of some amazing online events that are going to happen over the summer to keep us all going. So you know, I know that the novelty of lockdown is sort of beginning to wear off now, but there are going to be things happening to tide us over for a little bit. And you know, and post that, I'm really looking forward to playing some False Lights gigs again this time next year. It's going to be Chester Folk Festival, I believe, will probably be our first gig back.
Yeah.
So it's 11 months away now. May 2021. Yeah.
Yeah, basically 2020 is being rescheduled for 2021 as far as the music industry goes. So yeah. But we look forward to seeing you out there when we do finally get out there. We will be back. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us today.
All right, thanks to everybody, and as I say, keep your eyes peeled for announcements about online festivals that are happening. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great afternoon. Yeah.
I'll see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.